Hey everyone! Today I have my very first video in my How to Write series. So today I will be giving 5 tips that I believe help when it comes time to developing characters and creating your characters. So the first tip I have is determine what type of words your character would use. How would they speak? So there's something to be said about a character who speaks very aggressively and a character who speaks very passively. If you wanted to characterize your character as either aggressive or passive, you might say that your aggressive character swears a lot, yells loudly, whereas your passive character speaks softly, whispers a lot, that sort of thing. And even small details like these can do a lot when it comes to characterizing your characters, because dialogue plays a very important role in every story, so by paying close attention to your dialogue and the way your characters speak, you can do a lot with the way they are perceived by your readers. My second tip is to make sure you're sure of what your character's ambitions, goals, or motives are. So why does your character do the things they do? Do they steal things? Are they a kleptomaniac? In that case, why do they do these things? What is their goal behind doing these things? What made them this way? And what do they want to be like? Do they want to be a kleptomaniac? Do they want to be better? That sort of thing. Going off of that, it's important to make sure your character has a purpose in your story. So you don't want your characters to be arbitrary. Your character may be a protagonist, maybe an antagonist, or you might just use your character as some big extended metaphor. But you should always be sure that your character has a purpose, and once you do this, you will ensure that you have strong characters who help your story instead of bringing it down. And my next tip may seem a bit superficial, but what do your characters look like? Make sure you give your reader an idea of what they look like, what they wear, because there's something to be said about a character who dresses neatly and a character who dresses like a slob. There's also a lot to be said about whether your character has short black hair or long blonde hair, whether your character has dull, boring brown eyes or sparkling purple eyes, that sort of thing. So even though these things may seem superficial and somewhat irrelevant, they can do a lot when it comes to characterizing your character and having your readers perceive your character a certain way. Finally, when you're developing a character, you should ask yourself, am I personally attached to this character or am I detached from this character? And what I mean by this is, if you were a reader, would you care about what happens to this character? Would you care if they become the good guy instead of the bad guy? Would you care about any of the things they do? Do you care about their emotions? So if you want to create a powerful character that you want your readers to really care about, make sure you yourself could determine reasons to care about your character. On the flip side, maybe you don't want your readers to care about your character. Maybe you want to have this villain who's really just kind of a jerk. You don't want your readers to see the good in him, so you want your readers to see him as someone they're not attached to. You don't care if he dies or if he lives, so if that's something you want to do, be sure you would believe that as well as a writer. Thank you guys for watching. I know this was a bit of a brief video, but I hope it was still informative. If you want to see videos like this in the future, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel. Thanks!